Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube, and I'm here to create a space of clearing, of healing, of support for us today. So while you're coming over and coming in, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So welcome. I trust that you're well. I do want to say hello to you in the comments, so please say hello in the comments. Let me know how you're going. And what I'm really feeling strongly about today is doing some releasing with you. So maybe in the comments, if you want to, let us know what you need to release at this time. So when I think of things that I personally need to release, these are usually things that I'm holding on to tightly to. It could be my attitude, my behaviour, my way of thinking, even emotions sometimes that we sort of hold ourselves stagnant in or hold ourselves in for some reason. And so when I'm thinking of releasing, I'm thinking about becoming aware of those things that I'm holding on to tightly to, that don't have any room to heal while I'm holding on, and allowing myself to surrender the hurt or the pain, the wounds, the issues around whatever it is that's linking in with me at the time. So my plan is to be here for about 15 minutes. I have some incense to use for smudging today. So we'll do some smudging and clearing with some incense, with some sacred smoke. I also have my healing energy card, so we'll pull a healing energy card as well. We'll pull two of those, one in a minute and then one at the end. I don't have any instruments with me today, so my intention is to smudge or clear with the smoke and to just talk through things. So I'll keep an eye a bit more on the comments this time. I tend to get focused on what I'm saying and doing that in some ways I ignore the comments because they can be distracting. But I do want to pay a bit more attention to the comments today. So how are you doing? Let's check on the comments, speaking of comments, and then I'll pull a healing energy card. And we'll get started. So hello Bridget and Dawn. Hi Siobhan and Teresa. Hello Laszlo, welcome. Hi Robin and Deb and Ellen. Susan's here. Susie. And Varna, welcome. Natasha says, gosh, anger. So I asked, what do you need to release? And Natasha said, anger, resentment, blame, shame, annoyance at not being heard. Not much at all, she jokes. So Natasha, yes, releasing anger and resentment, blame and shame, and an annoyance of not being heard. So thank you for sharing that, and I'm sure that there are others of us who can relate to that too. And maybe there are things there in Natasha's message that you're also needing to release. Maybe things have been bubbling and brewing and coming up to the surface lately. Hi Avril. Hi Dee from Colorado. Welcome. Corinna is here from Ohio. Welcome. Janie says, good to see you. Hope all is going well with your move. Well, you know, moves are unsettling, aren't they? So we don't know where we're going at this point, but we do have a date fixed for when we have to be out. And we do have a backup if we don't have anywhere to go when we have to be out. So all is well, but it is unsettling. Moving house, as we all know, is unsettling, but it's okay. It's going okay. Thank you for asking. Hello, Kyle. Welcome. Hi, Jacinta. Christine's here from Wisconsin and Diana from Alaska. And Tila is here. Hi Tila from Oregon. And yes, it will work out well, no doubt about it. But thank you. Let's grab a healing energy card. So my feeling is very much focused around releasing today. But I'm also very much interested in seeing what the healing energy card is that we need. So I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need at this time. in this moment. I trust you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will be helpful and supportive for you. As always, please take on board what feels right and what resonates, and let the rest go. Okay. All right. Hi, Dee. Hi, Deborah. Dee and Deborah. Deborah's from Dublin. Welcome. Christine says releasing is so challenging. It's not easy, is it? It's certainly not easy, but I also remind myself it's not impossible. So I think a willingness to release is where the key is to begin with. So the best card for now, as we move into this healing time together, is this card here. Oh, we had this card yesterday. Card 21, Third Eye Opening. So this was our very last card I pulled at the end of yesterday's video. It's in the Rice category, and down here it says deep opening and healing of the third eye chakra and trust issues, awakening intuition, trust in the flow of life, and trust in yourself. Open and expand. So it feels like we're being pulled into ourselves today. And what I'm seeing is that this here, this sort of area behind these antlers here, is our third eye chakra. And we're being called into our third eye chakra. We're being called into ourselves. So here, this area of the third eye is our center for vision, our vision for our future. There's another word, I'm thinking of foresight. But our vision of our future, what do we see? What are the possibilities there for ourselves? Our intuition also sits in this area, as does trust and our trust issues. One of the biggest blocks that I have seen over the years in the third eye chakra are trust issues. So what I would suggest or invite you to think about or consider is, what current trust issues do you have? So these may be presenting with people or in relationships that you have with people where maybe trust has been violated. But also, what about trust issues with yourself? Do you trust in yourself to make the best decision that's right for you and those involved? Do you trust your intuition to guide you in life? Do you trust in each step that you take on your life's path? Or are you feeling not very secure or stable on your life's path right now, which we did talk a bit about yesterday? So what's stirring for you in regards to trust issues that are coming up as well, as we've been enticed deeper into ourselves, deeper into our third eye today, to awaken, to open up this third eye here on our forehead, in between our eyes. Has that area, has it been like a closed eye for you for long enough? And maybe it's time you're being called to awaken this part of yourself. So I'm going to light some incense. This is my favourite incense, which I can't actually buy anymore, but when we were packing to move, I've only got 4 sticks left. When we were packing to move, I found my incense burner here, and in my little secret compartment, I had all of this, my favourite incense, stashed away. So the last sort of 12 weeks since I found this, I've been burning my very favourite incense. This is very precious to me. And it's called Benzoin and Myrrh, and it's beautiful. So I'm going to light this. Christine says, trusting others and my own intuition. I try to call upon my spirit guides for guidance. Yes. And trusting that we have that sort of assistance too is really important. But let's think about how well we might be trusting our intuition. And also the things that we need to release now. The things that we've been putting off releasing. And now giving ourselves the time and the space that we need to release. sometimes that's what we need too, because sometimes we distract ourselves or life gets in the way, and what we should be, or what would be of benefit to us to spend time releasing, gets pushed aside because other things sort of take over. So making the time for releasing is super important. So hopefully you feel that you've got the time now, or come back if you don't. So take a nice big breath as we ask this sacred smoke to wash over our body and carry away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks and attachments. Everything that we're holding on too tightly to right now in this moment, let's request or surrender that we're holding on to the sacred smoke, to our breath, to this moment. If you feel like you're clenching and you're holding tight and tension in your body, then maybe use this time of release to also relax and release that tension that you're storing in your body and with your hold. So allow yourself, or give yourself permission to let go. It is safe for you to let go. And I think of the word surrender, and when I think of surrender, I think of dropping back in the body and dropping into like a pool of water. So think about your surrender. What might it help you now to commit to your surrendering? The tension, the burdens that you've been carrying in your shoulders, let it go. You've done enough. You've done the best that you can. So let your burdens go. Feel that weight that you've been carrying over your shoulders and over your neck and over your back. Feel that energetic weight drop away. Stop packing yourself up with burdens like you're some type of pack mule, and instead drop that weight, drop those burdens and let go. Let go. And what about what you've been storing deep down in your belly? What have you been bottling up emotionally down there in your belly? Have you been feeling sick or bloated in your belly? Have you been bottling up, stacking down, squashing down all of these emotions, these words that you've been wanting to say but you haven't felt safe to speak them? So let's imagine that we take the lid off that old milk bottle, glass milk bottle that we've got stored down here in our belly, that we take the lid off and we drain the contents, letting go and releasing, pouring all of those unexpressed emotions, that anger, that frustration out and letting it go. Letting it go. So take some nice big breaths, and let's now turn our attention to our third eye chakra. And I imagine that we're scooping out bits of gravel and bits of grit and bits of grime from inside our third eye chakra, and really clearing out and digging out those old trust issues that have been sitting and hovering in our relationships, in our life, and in our relationship to our life's path. This doubt that we have, let's pull it out and flick it away and let it go. Let's let that doubt go, that doubt in ourselves. Okay, now everything else that you're storing in your body or in your heart or in your mind, consider now working with your out breath as you breathe out and let go. Breathe out and let go. Breathe out and release. Breathe out and surrender. Breathe out that fear, those insecurities, those limitations that have been hovering around inside you for long enough, and let them go. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in that new air, that light, that love into your body. As you breathe that energy in, as you replace, as we hold this intention to replace what we've been releasing, all that space that all that stuff took up, the burdens, the grit and grime and the bottle full of unexpressed emotions and all the other stuff that we've been holding on to, all the space that did take up just a few minutes ago. And now we've released it, so we've created space now. Space over our shoulders, space in our third eye, space in our belly, space in our body. And as we breathe in, let's imagine filling up that space that was holding and carrying our burdens and our issues. Let's fill that up now with nice, fresh, new air, fresh, new energy. A growing sense of self-belief. I believe in myself. I trust in where I'm going. And it is safe for me to be myself. And I am willing to change. Breathe in this sort of energy into those spaces in your body. And feel that newness come in and settle in those places that were crammed full of stuff that you've been holding. Welcome this new in. And keep breathing it in and allow that breath and that new that you're breathing in to settle and find its place in your body. To settle and anchor, to settle and be. And so it is. So you can continue this intention for as long as you need to. You can come back in and reconnect with this daily or a couple of times a day if you're in a really tense time, going through a tense time or a difficult time. This doesn't have to be a one-off. In fact, when you commit to your healing journey, this becomes a way of life. Is this regular connecting in and this regular releasing. So it doesn't build up and back up over weeks and months, and hopefully not years. Months is definitely long enough. Weeks is long enough. So hopefully it doesn't back up, but you can maybe see that it might be beneficial for you to do some releasing every day. Maybe when you're having your shower is a great time to be releasing. As you stand under the shower, maybe imagine the water washing over your body and carrying away everything that's been coming up, everything that needs releasing. And then what I like to do is I imagine that the bottom of my feet are like open plugs or like drains, and all the water is washing and draining all of that old stuff away. And then when that's released, I imagine the bottom of my feet plugging up, and I start now being filled up with nice, fresh, new energy. So you can get into the habit, the really good habit, of doing releasing every day and see if that works for you. Don't take my word for it. If you're interested to see, or if your old way or recent way hasn't been working, then maybe you could give it a try. So regular releasing, deal with it, nip it in the bud. You know, like when we're pruning our plants, it's easier to nip things in the bud when the bud first appears, rather than letting all the buds grow and grow and grow, and then you've got all these weeds everywhere. It takes a lot more effort to try and pull those weeds once they're established. So if we can nip this energy in the bud often, regularly, daily, hopefully, then we're getting in control of that before it takes over. So that's what I would definitely recommend. If you just joined in though, I was just talking and we did a bit of smudging and clearing with this card in mind, which is third eye opening. It's time for us to awaken to the truth of who we are. And who we are is so much more than the wounds and the burdens and the difficulties that we carry. We are so much more than what's happened to us. So that's that. Thank you so much. I am going to pull a card to go. So before I do that, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you would love to learn more about the work I do at Temple of Balance, if you'd love to learn more about my card decks, my artworks, my meditations, I also offer membership as well, my Pillar of Light membership, and lots more. Please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Been doing this work now since 2005, so quite some time, and I've gathered and created lots of resources over the years, so please check it out. In fact, my work continues because of your support, so thank you so much. So I'm looking for the best healing energy card to go. So I'm very much interested in looking for the best card that we need to be able to move forward from here. So what's next for us? How do we continue this releasing? What's a good focus for us as we prepare to turn this off and go into our everyday life? So what's next? Moving forward from here based on what we've been talking about, which is definitely about releasing and trust issues too. And we have this card here. It's this. Card 104. It's in the action category and it says conquering fear. Conquering fear, 104. It says summon your courage, keep perspective. Don't allow your insecurities to stop you from proceeding. Look at those insecurities, release them, and then proceed. So there's no procrastination in this card. In fact, it brings highlight to energies like procrastination and doubt, those sort of times when we overthink and these things that we're thinking, this procrastination or doubt, for example, they tend to stop us from proceeding, from taking action, from moving ahead. We may feel scared about what's coming up. We may feel unqualified. We may feel that we're not capable in moving forward, or we may just feel a bit weakened and small and doubtful in ourselves. So if you've been feeling any of those types of things lately, this card to help us move forward from here is very much about continuing to release our insecurities. What do you feel insecure about and why? And that information that you gain from that, from your honest reflection of such questions, that information will be very valuable in helping you be able to release, but also to help you, give you a focus or an incentive, a motivation to move forward. You are so much more. We are all so much more than our fear. And fear is paralyzing. Fear wants to stop us from moving forward. If we allow fear to do that, it will stop us. And we then just continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller in our sense of self. So the best antidote to fear, I find, is courage. And I find that when I'm feeling fear, I'm feeling scared of something, I admit and recognize that for myself. And then instead of letting the fear go, it just seems to get louder that way. For me, it's about diverting my attention to increasing my strength, to increase my courage and my confidence and my ability to focus on wherever it is that I'm going, put my blinkers onto the fear, not let the fear stop me, feel the fear and do it anyway, that sort of thing. So I spend time building up my courage, working with my breathing, releasing my insecurities, and releasing my self-doubt, and really increasing that sense of strength inside me to find the courage to conquer that fear and move forward. So this is very much what this card's about. So if this resonates with you, then I recommend that you take steps from immediately to continue to release the things that are holding you back and continue to look honestly at your current state of strength and courage and confidence. How is that feeling for you right now? If you're feeling low, that's okay. Admit that to yourself so you can do something about re-strengthening. If your confidence is increasing, then great. How can you continue to increase it? If your confidence is decreasing, then why? What do you need to stop immediately to sort of hit neutral and then turn things around in the other direction? So conquering fear, summoning your courage, keep perspective. Fear blows everything out of proportion, so be careful that it's not making things seem worse and big and more miserable than what they really are. So let's keep perspective and let's not stop. Let's not stop following our heart, trusting our intuition and moving forward. So let's not stop doing that. Let's continue to take action and continue to proceed as needed. So conquering fear is our card moving forward from here. I trust this resonates with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will be in tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, my time. Tomorrow for the weekly guidance. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. And yeah, thank you. Thanks for connecting. I'll see you next time. Bye.